Hi, I'm Dale. This is Newton's Closet. The question is, why is it so foggy this morning? Today on Newton's Closet, we're going to talk to a friend of mine. His name is Gregg Thompson. He has a channel called Science 252. And he's going to give me a little bit of a primer on why it's foggy. Clouds on the ground? That's just weird.
Why is it foggy? Well, fog, if you remember, is nothing more than a stratus cloud that is hugging the ground. That's all it is, just like the stratus clouds in the air, but it's just on the ground. The reason it forms on the ground is because the air temperature at ground level is below dew point. Now let me explain what all that means, okay? If you remember, the air is a sponge. If you don't have that whole concept in your head, go watch my video called "The Air is a Sponge," and that, yeah, explain it, in that one. Okay, so go watch that video. All right, so the air is a sponge, and it will hold a certain amount of water, just like we have here. The water in the atmosphere we call humidity. So the air and the water in the sponge represents the humidity. Okay, as you cool the air down, you're literally changing its density. As you cool something down, it becomes more dense. Things contract, except water at 4 degrees Celsius, but don't worry about that one. All right. So as you cool something down, it becomes more dense. That's why, by the way, hot air rises. It's simply that it's less dense than the colder air. Okay. So as you cool it down, it becomes more dense. In other words, the temperature changes the size of the sponge. Same amount of water is in the sponge, no matter whether I'm squeezing it or not. But if I cool it down, I slowly begin to change the size. As I squeeze it, so you take this out, and you can see the water begins to come out of the sponge. Okay? So what's happening? As I change this, the sponge becomes too small for the volume of water that's in there, and the water has to go somewhere. So as we cool down the air, literally the air squeezes the humidity out because it becomes 100% humidity. It becomes saturated, and as it cools down even more, all that humidity comes out and begins to stick on things, dust and all that, and that's what forms the cloud. When that happens on the ground, we call it fog. The dew point is the temperature at which the air is 100% saturated. The air is so cold it can't hold any more water, and because of that, the water begins to condense out. So at dew point or below it, that's when fog is going to form. And that is why it's foggy.
So according to Gregg Thompson, the atmosphere is like a sponge. You squeeze the sponge, the water comes out, and that's what causes fog. But there's another thing that happens with the dew point is that everything around you gets wet. That's called condensation. That's when the surface is a little cooler and the air has water in it. And when they squeeze the air, then the water comes out and lands on the surface. So there's a lot of things that you can learn on a foggy day. I hope you enjoyed Gregg. Remember, his channel is Science 252. Mine's Newton Closet. I'm Dale. Have a great day.